Welcome to Chief of Party to Chief of Party, success in your first 90 days. As you navigate the USAID landscape for the first time or seek to sharpen your skills, we're here to provide the guidance you need to address the unique challenges of this role. Host Donna Vincent Roa, an experienced Chief of Party, will inform and inspire your journey.
Welcome to another topic in your journey as a Chief of Party. Today we're untangling the web of project communication to ensure your message doesn't just get sent, but is truly received and acted upon. In this arena, the right strategy is the difference between a well-oiled machine and a tangled mess of missed opportunities. Let's start with a story that's all too common in our world. You're in a country far from home, where your project aims to make a real difference. You send out an email. It's packed with vital information for the next phase. You assume it's read and understood, but a week later, you're met with blank stares in your team meeting. Sound familiar? Yep, it's the classic case of communication gone awry, not because of what was said, but how it was received, or in this case, not received at all. How can we ensure that our message isn't just heard, but it resonates? It's about crafting communication that's as impactful as the project you're leading. Remember, even the most inspiring vision can falter if it's not communicated effectively. In all cases, we need to consider the medium. Are your emails getting lost in a sea of inboxes? Maybe it's time to switch it up. Consider more direct lines of communication like small group meetings or even one-on-one check-ins that can provide additional clarity and even foster a sense of inclusion with your team members. Another aspect of this is about tailoring your message, because what works in one cultural context may not work in another. It's crucial to understand the nuances of the environment that you're working in, because it isn't just about language. It's also about how communication is perceived. Is it a culture that values directness, for example? Or is it a culture that prefers a more nuanced kind of approach? Understand these differences can make or break your project's success. Now, timing here is also key, because if you disseminate information too early or too late, that can be just as ineffective as not sharing it at all. We need to align our communication with the rhythm of the team's workflow. Do you know when they're most receptive, or when does it make strategic sense for you to bring your team members into the loop? Always consider the power of listening, because you know that communication is a two-way street. We've talked before about how important it is to encourage feedback or create spaces where each of your team members feel comfortable sharing their thoughts. They have insights that might otherwise be missed if you don't take a moment to listen and encourage that kind of feedback. This approach not only empowers your team, but can also lead to innovative solutions to unforeseen challenges. What about when things go wrong? Crisis communication is an art in itself. When we are faced with setbacks or complicated situations, transparency is vital. We have to share what we know, what we don't know, what we're going to do about it. In these circumstances, it's truly about maintaining trust, even when the going gets tough. Technology can help amplify our communication, but sometimes it can also complicate it. We have to be careful to use technology wisely and purposefully leverage it to streamline our processes and not to replace any human element that can be so critical in our work. So what does all of this look like in practice? Let's take the case of a project aimed at improving agricultural practices in a remote region. The team there faced strong resistance from local farmers that had developed a deep distrust of outside influence. The turning point in this circumstance actually came when the Chief of Party shifted the strategy, where she moved away from formal presentations to advocating for informal community gatherings, actually engaging with the farmers in their fields, meeting them in their own space, listening to their concerns, and then turning around to adapt her project's message to align with local values. This action not only improved communication, but it also built trust and it paved the way for successful implementation. As we work to navigate the complexities of our role as a chief of party, we have to keep in mind that communication is the thread that ties together all aspects of our project. It's not just about disseminating information, it's really about building relationships and fostering trust and using that trust to facilitate positive action for our projects. I want to challenge you to reflect on your current communication strategy. What's working? What isn't? And most importantly, what can you change to ensure your messages aren't just sent, but they're received, they're understood, and embraced? Here are a couple of recommendations for you. Diversify your communication channels, tailor your message to your audience, prioritize timing. You also want to listen actively, manage crises with transparency, and use technology as a tool, not as a crutch. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that effective communication is an evolving process, one that requires attention and intention. It's about more than just talking. It's about engaging. It's about understanding, and it's about connecting. Thanks for your time today. I'm Dr. Donna Vincent-Roa, signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Chief of Party to Chief of Party, Success in Your First 90 Days, your go-to source for insightful, actionable guidance that can shape the success of your project. Let's continue to drive change and create impact, one USAID-funded project at a time.